morning, muses. I think we're on Vlogmas like 6 now, maybe 7, who knows. But welcome back to the Traveling Muses channel and another episode of Vlogmas. Today I'm not really doing anything. Well, I'm not going to say I'm not doing anything. I have to get out of the habit of saying I'm not doing something. Every day you're doing something because you're living. But today is more so of like a life reset day, or like my weekly reset, I should say. It's Sunday morning. I'm about to get my daughter up, get breakfast going. I need to freshen up my home, and just tell you guys about what's going on, what's been happening while I go do my housework. So come with me to the kitchen real quick. Let's make some breakfast and get my daughter situated.
Oh yeah. The gallery open till 10 for you and your friends. You know how I spend in H-O-U-S-T-O-N. I get too crazy, had a little baddie now. We stay good friends, we get too ready. All I know is that when this cup ends, the next one begins. My babe, you know me, and you knew me back then. And you know how it goes when I see you again. You know I'm making my way to your ends, and you know I need you to be there for me. You a little post-so baby, you a little 48 baby. Got a little candy in her pocket, she gon' take off like a. You already know, no. Ready up a cup, I'm on the north side. You, but I know you probably cross-eyed.
All right, let me show you guys what I made myself for breakfast. My daughter ate her pancakes. I got some sliced tomatoes with salt and pepper. And have y'all ever seen that that toast that they be doing on TikTok where they crack an egg in the middle and do bacon? I had one of those. It's really hot. My fingers are burning after I just picked that up. But nothing tops that. Or cucumber with vinegar, oil, salt, pepper. So good.
It's so good.
It is so good.
It's hot.
This is hot.
This is hot.
You want to try some of this?
No, it's yucky.
It's a tomato.
Ew, it's yucky.
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 No, it's not. But she already ate. I'm gonna eat my stuff once it cools off. Probably finish my tomatoes. I am about to clean my kitchen. Also, if you guys can't tell, we're in a new setting. That's part of my life update. We moved. Literally in between the first video I posted on my channel like a week ago and now, we have moved. Completely new place. Well, we're still in Texas in the DFW area, but we moved to Midtown. So, yes, look at our new spot. It's a mess. Never mind. Don't look. But we have moved, and honestly, it's like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. We had an issue with the previous neighbor. Well, he had an issue with us. We didn't have an issue with him. But it's like he hated the fact that we had a child, so he had to hear her living in the house and stuff. Shush, please. I know y'all heard that new Pink Friday too. I'm a barb if y'all didn't know.
City with the cheap block stainers, and we got adopted by some for strangers. You know what it means when I twist these fingers. Me and you being on a first name basis. Why you think I hate it when you talk that Drake shit? Same reason that you never left me hanging. Same reason that I tried to make you famous. Same reason that I tried to show you just who I was. Outside of the club, outside the things that a man like me does. Outside of the things that would cause you to judge. Outside of the club, show you just who I was. Outside of the club, outside the things that a man like me does. Oh yeah. Yeah. They gotta be open till 10 for you and your friends. You know how I spend in HOUSTON. I get too crazy, had a little bad enough. We stay good friends, we get too wavy. All I know is that when this cup ends, the next one begins. My babe, you know me, and you knew me back then. And you know how it goes when I see you again. You know I'm making that way for your ends, and you know I need you to be there for me. You a little post-so baby, you a little 48 baby. Got a little candy in her pocket, she gon' take off like a. You already know, no. Ready up a cup, I'm on the north side. What I know you probably.
Okay. I'm finally in a good spot where I can just sit down and chit chat for a moment. I cleaned my kitchen, did a little bit of laundry. I still need to do my floors, but I have some towels that need to be folded. So I figured I would tell you guys how we ended up moving while I'm folding our towels. So, of course you guys don't know because you don't really know me, but we've been living in the same apartment complex for like 5 years. We started having issues with the new neighbors who moved below us in like the springtime of 23, so like March. They would come upstairs. Well, it was two of them. It was a man and a woman, and they had like a 13-year-old daughter. The woman, they started off nice, kinda, about it. She would come upstairs and she'd be like, hey, like, you know, my daughter starts school on Monday, school starts back, can you guys keep the noise down, like, you know, around 9-10 o'clock, because we're going to bed, yada yada. I'm like, cool, like, you know, that ain't no problem. No one's intentionally trying to make noise. It's just me, my husband, and my daughter here. So, like, you know, we ain't intentionally trying to do that, so sorry. A week or two goes past, she comes back upstairs. Hey, like, you know, she still tries to tell us we're being loud, and we're just like, you know, we understand, but at that point we were like, we don't really know what you're hearing because the things you're saying you're hearing, we know are not happening in our apartment. So then the third time they come up there, well, it's her. This is just with me. Like, there were several separate instances with my husband, with the man. And she was like, I'm sick of having to come up here. I already told y'all we trying to keep y'all from getting evicted. The leasing office said they're gonna put y'all out. First of all, no leasing office would ever disclose to another tenant if they were evicting somebody. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. That would never freaking take place. And I said, look, at the time that she came upstairs, that time, I was doing laundry. I was literally folding clothes and walking throughout the apartment, putting them up in everyone's spaces. So she came up there and said that the baby upstairs stomping around. I said, that's literally impossible. She's following me around the house while I'm doing laundry. Nobody's stomping. We're just walking through the apartment. And so she's trying to argue with me, go back and forth with me about what's happening in my apartment. And I said, look, ma'am, don't come up here no more. The leasing officer already told y'all, if it's that big of a deal, if the noise is that loud, you need to go to the police and do a noise complaint. But the thing is, you can't do a noise complaint on a 3-year-old, can you? No, you can't. So basically every week, every other week since March, they have something to say. Or at this point, it's not even her, it's the dude that she lived with. Like, I don't know how else to put it, but you can tell when a man is emotionally and mentally immature, and the way that he would go about handling things, it was just very immature of him as a man, especially an older man. Like, it was just ill. It just gave me the ick because you don't have no couth about yourself. Gross. So it got to the point to where he began harassing me. He knew when I went outside. He knew what time my breaks were. He knew when my husband was and was not home. And it got to the point where he began to attempt to threaten or frighten me and my daughter while we were alone by ourselves. And I knew it wasn't a coincidence because he would always do things like come upstairs to our house. What? Hold on. Sorry guys, my daughter wanted something to drink. But anyways, it got to the point to where it was not a coincidence that anytime he said something to me, it was right when my husband would be leaving or right after he left. You never say anything to me when my husband's right here, but you want to try to argue and fight with a woman. Like, that's just so ill. And I told him, I said, there's nothing for me and you to be talking about right now, sir. Go talk to my husband. Go take it up with a man. Why are you trying to go back and forth? I wasn't even going back and forth with him. Let me backtrack. 2 weeks before the major incident happened, about 2 to 3 weeks, I was sitting outside on my phone on TikTok, usually on my breaks, on like my 15, my lunch, whatever. I will go and I'll do like laps around the apartment complex. I'll walk, go on a stroll, just sit outside. Because when you work from home, your inside surroundings just get very monotonous. Like, you know, you need that separation from your work and your home life, but that's hard to do that when you work from home. So I go outside on my breaks. I'm outside with my AirPods in on TikTok. As soon as I get on the porch, or like, you know, I'm sitting outside on the stairs, I'm sorry. As soon as I get outside on the stairs, his front door opens downstairs. He didn't come outside to smoke a cigarette, he's not on the phone. He literally is just downstairs looking up at me while I'm on the stairs. I see him out my peripheral, but again, you're not, I don't have to acknowledge you, like, you know. So he begins to start doing, like saying, yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo. And I'm still ignoring him because you can't be talking to me, especially when you have been trying to argue and fuss with me every time you see me. I'm ignoring him. He starts doing jumping jacks. I know you see me down here. I know you hear me down here. Your peripheral don't work. You can't hear me. And so I just turned my head and I said, no, I can't. I said, me and you don't have nothing to talk about. I already told you to go talk to my husband. I said, better yet, you don't even know how to have a conversation like an adult. Until you learn how to talk to people, don't talk to me. And what did I say that for? Oh, that made him so mad. But I kept ignoring him. So then it gets to the point where he would try to like do or say something anytime he passed me and I'm by myself, and I would ignore him, and me ignoring him made him more mad. And so it got to the point to where he pulled a weapon out, long story short. He pulled out a baseball bat on us. He tried to charge into our apartment. My husband pushed him down the stairs. He tried to charge into our apartment. The authorities got involved because our other neighbors called the police because that's how big of a commotion it had gotten to. And basically the police were like, well, even though you've reported to the leasing office, like we've reported this man multiple times to the leasing office because that's what you're supposed to do. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm a civilian. I'm not involved in gang activities. I can go to the police. That ain't no problem for me. So the leasing office was like, well, you have to go to the police. We can't do anything. Well, the police are saying, well, they can't do anything because he hasn't actually harmed us yet. Even though there's been multiple times where multiple reports of him harassing me, multiple reports of him threatening me, my spouse, and even insinuating doing something and harming our 3-year-old daughter. That's not enough for y'all to do something. How many more times are y'all going to allow him to attempt to harm one of us before his attempts become successful? That's when you'll care, is when it's too late. So the police were like, well, what do you want us to do? I said, I'm gonna just tell you, you ain't gotta do nothing. Because when he does it again, the next phone call y'all get is gonna be because we shot him. And long story short, we got out our lease. It was ending anyway. They went ahead and let us go. We moved. We literally found we'd already been looking at places, but we found this place a while ago, and it just so happens that we got a renovated unit. When we were touring them, they didn't look nothing like this. So God just blessed us to have something greater and better than what we had previously. Like, have you ever just been at a point in your life where everything seemed to be going wrong? You want better, you want to do better, but you don't know how to get there, you don't know where to start, and it seemed like the places where you are at, where you are comfortable, oh, God just starts letting stuff happen. That way you have no choice but to move. He makes you uncomfortable so that you have no choice but to get up and move on and move forward how he wants you to. And so that's what we did. My husband had been ready to leave that place, but I was scared to leave before this the stuff with our neighbor transpired, because I was like, can we afford it? Like, everything is so expensive now, and at the time I was just starting working and stuff like that, but God didn't give me a spirit of fear. He didn't give any of us a spirit of fear. So he allowed us to move somewhere much nicer, much better. I cannot wait to start decorating. Probably after Vlogmas is over. You guys are gonna come with me while I'm at Michael's, Home Goods, Hobby Lobby, Kirkland's, just looking for stuff for our house while we start decorating it. I will walk you guys through it right now, but we're still unpacking, so it looks a mess. I'm not gonna do that to myself. But yeah, that's what happened with the neighbor, and that's how we ended up in a new place before the new year. But I'm so excited, like, starting off, we just had our wedding in September, had our honeymoon, and then right after that we started getting ready to move, and we ended up having to move, and we moved our entire apartment. So that incident happened on a Friday night. That Saturday, we had already been approved, did the application for the place that we're at now. And that following Friday, we had our keys, and it took 2 days. Me and him moved the entire apartment by ourselves. His friend helped him load up the truck, but we didn't have movers, and he didn't have anyone else that could help him because they were at work. So me and him did the whole apartment in 2-3 days. Still was going to work, everything, working full time, getting our daughter back and forth from school, and we moved an entire apartment, 2-bedroom apartment here, as well as went through all of our stuff, organized it, donated stuff. Like, it was a lot, but I'm much more settled now. I'm much more comfortable now, and I'm happy. So I guess that's all that matters, right? But beyond that, what else is happening in my life? Oh, I'm a Capricorn, guys, so it's my birthday month, December 31st. I have the best birthday ever. Like, the whole world is celebrating my birthday. That's how I feel. So I need to start getting ready for my birthday. I turned 25 this year. I mean, is that a big deal? I guess it is. I mean, 25, you're 5 years away from 30. But I don't age myself up. I take every year for what it is, and I appreciate it. But I thought I was gonna go to Houston for my B-Day. I changed my mind. I'm going to stay in Dallas and just enjoy what all the city has to offer. I've spent 3 birthdays. I spent my 21st birthday in Dallas. I spent my 22nd birthday in Miami. I spent my 23rd birthday in Dallas and my 24th birthday in Dallas. But we're not gonna get too deep into that. But they weren't the best, let me just put it like that. I'm thankful, but the things that transpired after, they weren't the best. But I really just want to, like, I've lived here all this time, and I don't feel like I get out in the city enough. So that's really what I want to do. I want to go to a tea, go to high tea at the French Room. I want to go to happy hour at Nobu. I want to go to Fogo de Chao. I want to go to Capitol Grill. Take me on a helicopter ride. Take me shopping. I want to go to a winery, do a wine tasting. Like, since my birthday is a holiday, I'm always off work for 3-4 days. Even if I was in school, I'm never in school or at work for or on my birthday. It's a holiday, so you're not gonna be there. So I'm really excited. Like, I mean, I'm excited, but I don't have anything planned yet. So I need to start looking for outfits. Let me finish up folding this laundry, and then I'm gonna do the floors. And I kind of need to do a little bit of editing, so yeah, I'm gonna work on that and check back in a minute.
This shit was all I knew, you and me only. I did it all for you, still you were lonely. We could've worked it out, but I guess things change. It's funny how someone else's success brings pain. When you're no longer involved, that person has it all, and you just stuck standing there. But I'm gonna need you to say something, baby. Say something, baby. Say something, baby. Say something. I'm gonna need you to say something, baby. I'm gonna need you to say something, baby. I am the topic of conversation. It's a celebration. Let's toast to the fact that I moved out my mama's basement to a condo downtown, 'cause it's all about location. I sit and drink wine and watch Californication alight. You should have been here to kick it with me. We could have split this whole thing up 50-50. But now I'm at the 40-40 getting bitches tipsy. Killing shit, the ever so talented Mr. Ripley. How I go from being a man that you argue with to me and Dwayne Carter putting out the hardest shit. I should wanna go back to the one I started with, but I'm addicted to this life, it's gonna be hard to quit. Yeah, just ask me how things are coming along. You can tell me that you never heard none of my songs. Long as you end up saying one day you plan to listen. Cause what's a star when it's most important plan to listen? All I know, you and me only. I did it all for you, still you were lonely. We could've worked it out, but I guess things change. It's funny how someone else's success brings pain. When you're no longer involved, that person has it all, and you just stuck standing there. But I'm gonna need you to say something, baby. Say something, baby. Say something, baby. Say something. I'm gonna need you to say something, baby. I'm gonna need you to say something, baby.
Okay guys, so I'm about to make my thumbnail. I'm literally the same vlog that I am filming right now. I'm editing on my computer, and if you don't believe me, look. Okay, yes, I have a light on, so this is me, literally. And I know you're probably wondering, how are you filming in your SIM card? I went ahead and took it out because the process that I use to batch film right now, it's working for me, and I don't want to stop doing it. So as I film, I go ahead and I put stuff in its proper folders, whether it's for posting, for promotion, my thumbnail photos, taking pictures, videos. I go ahead, once I do it, move it, so that way you don't have to do it later. Well, that's just my logic. So I'm about to make a thumbnail really quick. It doesn't take me that long. Well, I'm bragging. I'm not that good at thumbnails. I keep it basic, but still. Let's see, create design. I guess I'll let you guys watch me make the thumbnail then, huh? Let's see if we'll get this to work.
This shit was all I knew, you and me only. I did it all for you, still you were lonely. We could've worked it out.
Alright guys, so I have a reflection in my glasses that I just can't seem to escape, so let's embrace it. So anyways, I finished my thumbnail that I was working on. Don't know if I'm gonna use it for real or not, but I think it's decent. But this is the end of the vlog, guys. I'm tired, it's late, I'm ready to go to bed. So thanks for sticking with me if you stayed this long. Deuces.